there something that you love to do in this world that you can wake up out of bed and pop over and do it? You don't have to pump yourself up. Have you set a goal for yourself and done every single thing it took to achieve that goal? If you can say yes to one or to both of these questions, you have the key skills to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. But just because we can do something or we have done something before doesn't mean it's necessarily easy to do again. My name is Maureen Turnbull-Arbelo, and I'm the founder of Prepare Coaching. And I help people from around the world cross the many borders that can but do not have to separate us. And I'm here today to talk a little bit about what I've learned over the past 10 years working with people to improve their English here in Brazil, and the 10 years before that working to learn Portuguese and Spanish and teaching Spanish in the United States. What I've learned more than anything is language is similar to many other goals that we set for ourselves. We have to take particular steps. Each of us is different. There are lots of bumps along the road. We need to keep pumping ourselves up and have a good reason to do whatever it is that we want. But we also have to really celebrate the small victories. And there are a lot of small things that we can do to make it easier for us to achieve what we really hope to. But we have to remember that it's not easy. I think so often nowadays with everybody manifesting everything, I can say that I manifest many things, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. And I think too often we get caught up in this cycle of thinking that, oh, it's so easy. Why is it so hard for me? Well, it's hard for everyone. In order for us to make changes, to create new habits, in order for us to actually achieve what we hope to achieve and be the people more and more every day, the people that we hope to be, that's not easy. And even though we're moving in the right direction, it doesn't mean we don't fall back. I really want to talk about the Prepare methodology today, which is a plane flying, right? And if you think about that trajectory of a plane going in circles, right? And I think so often we think about, okay, I want to go here, and we think we're going to go straight there. But in order for us to go there, first we got to go back, and then we got to go forward, and then we think we're almost there, and we go back again and to go forward. That doesn't mean we're not moving forward. It just means sometimes we have to go back a little bit, but it's not really backwards. It's just realigning ourselves so that we're going in the place we really want. Because if we just go straight ahead and we don't take the time to listen to the signs that are telling us to go back a little bit, we're going to end up getting there and not be where we want to be. So I think that that's so important. I call it the virtuous C circle. Some of the key aspects that I've gleaned over my time of working with people and myself to learn and improve our language skills. And I'll be covering those in much more depth in the next few weeks, and also celebrating some of the amazing people that I've had the pleasure of working with and the amazing transformations that they have gone through, because they have actually worked so hard and they've had a lot of setbacks, had a lot of fears, had a lot of things that could have stopped them. But they went back a little bit and went forward again. And that's really what I want to remember. I know for myself, this is a week where last week I thought I was here, and this week I came right back. And it's really frustrating and sad to do that circle back. So I'm saying this as much for me as I am for you. That circle back is just strengthening us to go even further and stronger in the direction that we hope to go. So when I talk about the C circle, I want to talk about it in a little more depth next week. But I just want to say that there are a couple key steps that a couple key ingredients, let's say, to really moving ourselves along and creating momentum and creating habits that are positive and that will move us in the direction that we want to go. First of all, we have to make a commitment. Commitment is key. If we don't know exactly what we want, if we're not clear about why we want it, if we're not strong and resolute in our decision that that is what we want and we don't want other things, well, it's very hard to achieve our goal. We also have to be courageous, and I think courage is a word that is used so often, and I understand courage as following your heart in spite of fear. Following your heart because you know that what you want is what you want for a reason. And though you're scared, you know that fear is just fear. You have the power to overcome it. And you know that you can make it happen. We also have to be consistent. Consistency is one I struggle with so much because it requires us to keep on the same path, and sometimes I feel like consistency is boring, but it doesn't have to be boring. Consistency just means that we set something for ourselves and we continue to do it. If we flutter from one thing to the next all the time, we can't create any real momentum. But consistency doesn't mean being boring, doing the same thing, being monotonous all the time. No, it means focusing on what we know, what we can do, and consistently doing that. So we do build that momentum. We also have competence. For sure, when we're talking about improving our language skills, we're looking for competence. We want to become better and better and better. And sometimes it feels like, oh my gosh, I've been studying so much and I don't know when I'll ever get better. But if we look back, we can see that we're a lot better than we were before. And competence is something that, depending on our level, of course, when we're starting, we see these enormous gains, because if you don't know how to say hi, and the next week you can say, hi, my name is Maureen, nice to meet you, that's an enormous quantum leap. But when we're making those smaller, simpler changes, learning vocabulary, improving some smaller aspects, this change is not so glaringly visible. But that doesn't mean it's not happening. So we really have to focus on the improvements we are making and how much better we are getting, and not diminish any of the results we do have. And actually looking back and keeping records too, that's an important thing that we'll talk about. Keeping records helps us recognize our competence and helps us recognize our successes. And really, they talk a lot about, in many areas, psychology, education, in many areas, competence and confidence. You have more competence, you gain more confidence. With more confidence, you get more competence. And I believe in that. So you have competence and you become more confident. With more confidence, you continue to do things. You're more willing to step outside of your boundaries. You're more willing to do what it takes. And so you start doing more, you become more consistent, and you become more competent. So all of that goes in a circle. What I want to add for me, the last little part in that C circle, is celebration. Celebration is so vital. And I just realized that so much every day. To tell you the truth, I told you I was kind of in a little back loop this week, and I realized that so much of it was lack of celebration. That I've actually set a lot of goals for myself. I'm really going in the right direction, but I haven't celebrated that journey enough. I'm looking towards that end goal, and doing that just makes me frustrated, because it does take a long time to get to that final end goal, and that's okay. What helps us get there and to stay motivated along the way is to celebrate all of those little goals. So again, I'll talk to you more about this in a lot more detail next week. I'll also give you a PDF download. So next week I'll give you a PDF download of the C circle, show you some of the other aspects, and give you some specific tools to work through. So you can actually increase your motivation, create new habits, find ways to be more consistent, confident, competent, and courageous. And really figure out what it means to make a commitment. So if this resonates with you, I hope it does, join me next week when I'll just go into even more detail on all of those little pieces and explain to you the ways that it actually has worked concretely in my life and in the lives of the people that I've worked with. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always such a great pleasure to talk with you and to share my passion and joy and the love I have for learning, teaching, language, and crossing borders. I hope that I've served you, and I just hope you have a wonderful day today. I send you much light, much love, and all of the very best this universe has to offer you. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Ciao, ciao.